Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road. Well, we're not on the road, we're on the trail. Today is Sunday. It's about, I'd say about maybe 67 degrees, windy. You know, it's been windy for the last several days. And I think once fall hit, it started getting cold. So what time is it right now? It's 10:42. 10:42. I waited a little bit longer before heading out because it's cold. Alright, let's pass here. Alright, let's get past all this first. So, if you've seen the last two episodes, that's great. But you might have noticed that I didn't publish a video on Saturday, nor did I do it on Sunday either. And a couple reasons for that. I was going to release the one that I released on Monday. I was going to do that on Saturday. But I took a look at it, and it looked terrible. I recorded that at 4K, 24 frames a second, downsized it to 1080p, uploaded it to YouTube, and it looked awful. So, so I decided I had to redo it. So I had already dumped the original footage off, so I only had the edited footage, which was now in 1080p, originally shot in 4K, and then I edited it as a 4K video and uploaded the 4K video to YouTube. Now, if you watched Monday and Wednesday's episodes, the two episodes prior to this one, if you like the look of it, that's what a 1080p would look like after being shot at 4K. Alright, and edited in 4K after turning it into a 1080p. And the reason I did it is because the 1080p straight up and uploaded to YouTube had the lousy AVC compression. And I need the VP09 compression, which is the better compression from YouTube, which means you got to upload 4K. So I didn't have 4K footage anymore, I had 1080p. So I still converted it back to a 4K and uploaded. I think it still looks decent that way, but it would have been better straight up 4K. Because I've seen what the straight up 4K looks like off my computer, and it is a lot sharper. And that's even on a monitor that's not a 4K monitor, on my computer monitor. So I know a lot of you may think, you know, this is all craziness, but if you saw the difference between what I'm able to get and what YouTube does to it with the lousy compression, I think you would agree it's terrible. It's almost like, you know, spending a lot of money to make it look good just to have them mess it up. So what you're watching on Monday and Wednesday's video is a 1080p video converted back to a 4K, and then we got the better compression. Now, today's video, I'm recording in 4K 24 frames a second, but I'm going to convert it, edit it straight up as 4K and upload it as 4K. Now, I've said before that I didn't want to do all this because it takes a lot of time to do. And I know you're probably sick of hearing it by now, because I know many of you may not be as technical about this as I am, but I just wanted to make this one final decision here, and then we'll move on. I'm gonna do everything in 4K. It's gonna take me longer, but I'm willing to take that longer time, because I just can't stand it. Now, you might wonder why. It's because you have to realize that, you know, I was a professional photographer for over 30 years. I taught photography for 8 years before I finally stopped working altogether, just making these YouTube videos. I cannot accept the lousy look from YouTube. I just can't do it. And believe me, if you saw what it looked like, you wouldn't want it either. So here's how I figured how to do this, even though it's going to still take longer. I found out that my really expensive Apple Mac Pro computer, the one that looks like a little garbage can, looks like a little cylinder, that is Apple's top computer. Now, of course, they have a new version of it, which is better. That version that I have came out in 2013. However, my MacBook Pro, which is the laptop computer, isn't as old. I think I got that computer maybe 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. So I decided to edit it on the laptop, and believe it or not, it outputs the video a lot faster than that very expensive desktop computer that's back from 2013 year. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to edit on the laptop, but I'm going to upload it to YouTube from the desktop, because I found that the laptop uploads very slowly, but the desktop computer uploads a lot faster. So even though the desktop computer cannot process as fast, it uploads faster. So it's going to be jumping back and forth between computers. And that's even more work, right? But considering it's quicker, I just have to do it that way. All right, wait for all these cars to go by. And this car is letting me, but this car is not. All right? That's why you gotta watch both sides. Otherwise you get killed. All right, so how long will this take? All right, well, the editing time is the editing time. That's going to happen regardless. So let's not count that. Let's just count the processing of the video. The 30-minute video that I did on Monday took about, I don't know, half hour to process. That's a lot faster than before. I think it took over 2 hours or something last time. Yeah, look at that, scaring off the geese. This one's by himself. So yeah, the processing will be a lot quicker. And then the upload of that 30-minute video, I think, took about 2.5 hours, something like that. But again, that could be done in the background, doing its own thing while I'm working out all this stuff. So it doesn't really take up my time. It's just I just can't upload it quite yet. I've got to wait 2.5 hours before YouTube starts processing the standard definition and then high definition videos. So here's the thing that's going to take the time. That video I uploaded took 2.5 hours or so to upload to YouTube, but then to finally output the high definition version took 1 solid day. I am not kidding. I kept checking it. It was always in the lower resolution whenever I checked it myself. I waited a solid day. I'm talking like 24 hours. Looked at it again, and then finally I could see the high definition version. But it still says processing HD. So even after 1 whole day, I'm talking 24 hours, it still says it's processing it, although when I look at it, it's actually processed already. But it took a day before that happened. So going forward, here's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to record things in advance, upload stuff that's going to take a couple hours, okay? And then wait at least 1 to 1.5 days before I can actually let you see the video. Now, I'm not used to that. Usually when I do the upload and they give me the lousy compression, I could upload it and let you see it within 1.5 hours. Now I'm going to have to wait 1.5 days before I can let you see it. So yeah, I just have to plan in advance. And if I do that, you're going to get full 4K video. Recorded 4K, uploaded 4K, and then you'll be able to see it in 4K. Sounds like a lot of work, but it's hard to accept it any other way. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I went back and forth on this a lot. I know. I'm sorry. But I cannot accept the lousy look. I just can't. Alright, we gotta go up this hill. So yeah, we're going through the standard path that we always do. Overall, I'm satisfied with the look. The only thing I don't like with this GoPro Hero 10 is that when the lens flare happens, I get a little purplish tinge. Usually you'll see it right around here. You'll see it around my my cell phone, and you'll see it around any of this black stuff over here. When that sun hits that lens, you'll see the flare, and it'll turn that stuff purplish. So that's the bad part. Other than that, the videos look great. You know, one other thing I had to worry about before when I was using the Canon camera is focusing. They're all autofocus, but if I don't aim that Canon camera correctly, sometimes it picks up these things to focus on, and then everything in front is out of focus. But with the way the aperture is set up on the GoPro, everything's in focus, whether it's this or things in the front. So you don't have selective focus in that regard, but at least everything comes out looking focused. So for that, I'm glad. The other person crossed the street. Oh, she just cut across the street like that. Well, I guess there was no cars, so she was able to do it. She's up ahead of us. Typically, I would go down this path, then I'll use the stoplights to cross. The way she did it, she eliminated one stoplight, but that's essentially like jaywalking, jay-riding. Yeah, some bike riders take more chances than I do. Okay, I gotta cross this, but I gotta make sure nobody left turns into me. I gotta make sure there's no right turners going on. So here's a right turn person. So he's gonna stop right there. Gotta cross over. Hit my little button. And go to bike. Yeah, initially I never liked crossing the street, but I've gotten used to it. It's a lot of people turning right and a left turner. So now, if I go as I'm supposed to be allowed to go, I could get run over. So let's see who decides to run me over. Nope, they stopped, so that's good. Yeah, always be be aware of intersections. That's the most dangerous place, really. So fall. Yeah, look at all the leaves on the ground already. This area though had a lot of leaves even before fall. This is a very covered area, and I know you guys can't really see it that way because the camera readjusts the brightness levels, so you really can't see how dark it really is in comparison to bright areas. Kind of evens it all out automatically for you, but it is a darker area. Now, you know that I mentioned that I would be stopping at stop signs, right? And you're probably wondering, why did he blow off that stop sign? Well, there's nobody around, and this is not on a major street. This is just the Forest Preserve stop sign. So there's no cars, nothing to worry about. I usually turn right here. Let's take the long route. Going down this way is a harder way to go because it's going up and down hills. This is the area that the cars would go if they came to this forest preserve. So I'm going to pump this to pedal assist level 5. I'm on gear number 6. Things are always flying into my eyes. Drop it back down to 3. Yeah, it's a longer route. It's a harder pedaling sometimes, but it's a change of pace. Alright, so this is going to go up a hill here, so we'll go back up to 5, make it easier. Yeah, you get a workout going up this hill. You see we've dropped in speed because we're at the apex of the hill now. Drop it back down to pedal assist level 3 because I don't need it anymore. Yeah, I did see a deer here once before. Actually, I saw 2 deer here, and then I moved and it scared them off. Alright, that's a stop sign too, but there's no one around. This guy, or actually this lady, she's the same lady that we saw that passed me before. She just blew off that stop sign as well. So you see, it's not just me. Others do it too. Still, it's not right, I know, but there's nobody out here. You're talking to Forest Preserve. It's not like it's on the street. On the street's another story. I've seen her before, by the way. After a while, you start recognizing people. Okay. Time to cross the street. Reposition myself here. You know, the hard part about this is the sight line is very hard to see cars coming from a distance because the trees are kind of in the way. If they didn't cut it back the way they did, you'd never be able to see crossing this. They really need to put one of those crosswalk things here, but I know they're not going to do it because they don't want to impede this traffic, because you can see how many cars come down this road. If they put that and everyone were stopping every time that thing get pushed, traffic would slow down like crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of cars. Alright, I think our time is coming. Nope. Still lots of cars on one side, and now the other cars are coming on the other side. Yeah, this is really hard to cross. Nobody has ability to cross this easily. Alright, I think this is it. Now, that was a battle trying to cross that. So today is a sunny day, but this area here is in the shades, kind of in and out. All right, there's going to be a lot of traffic here. We have to wait a little bit. See, when you got people on the left, people on the right, you can't pass them. So you have to kind of wait. All right. You know, it's hard sometimes because it's like balancing your bike and barely moving. That's not that easy to do. I think if I dropped below 5 miles an hour, it would be really hard to balance this bike. You really have to kind of keep it moving faster than that in order to feel like you're keeping it upright. Yeah. All right, let's go a different route. Usually we turn left over here. Let's just go straight. We're gonna go around in the other direction. So we're gonna be going counterclockwise instead of clockwise around this. Right in that spot, there's always a lot of loose gravel. So I always go around that gravel. Being a Sunday, there's a lot more people out here. And you can see how many more people there are. It's quite a bit. Still, I like to get out if I can, while I can. I have been doing less biking this last 2 weeks, I think. I mean, we haven't even broken 2,300 miles yet. We're at 2287 right now. I'm gonna blow this stop sign off too. There's no cars coming down there, by the way. It's a gated area to the right. So no car is coming in, and those cars to the left can't cross into this area either. So it's a stop sign, but really it's meaningless. This is really dark in this area, but I don't think you can see that because the camera should be adjusting brightness levels automatically. The brakes are not squeaking. You know, a couple weeks ago, the brakes were squeaking pretty well. I do need to eventually change the brake cable because several strands have broken off from all the adjustments. So I bought some brake cables, not the housings, just the wire itself. Comes packed 10 in a pack for like $6.95. Hard to beat that. So 5 front brakes and 5 rear brakes. The rear brake ones, of course, are longer. It's not like you can't use it for fronts, you just have to cut it off. But my rear brakes really have never had much problems. The front brakes have always needed adjustments. I bought a couple of Park Tool hex drivers or hex wrenches, whatever you want to call them, because they have a long shank and there's a handle on it, making it easy to turn and easier to access the brakes, which need, at least for the brakes that I have on this radrover, I need a 4mm hex driver for that. So I bought a 4mm and I bought a 5mm because I know some of the screws here on the bike are also 5mm. But keep in mind, every bike, every brake, every item you have could be using different numbers. It's just that on my radrover 5 I need a 4 to adjust most of my things. I have links in the description of my video of all the things I bought. I'll put links to those hex drivers as well. I think they were like $8.95 each, plus shipping or tax or whatever. Maybe it was free shipping. You had to add tax. That's what it was. Sounds like a lot for one little hex wrench, but believe me, it'll make it a lot easier to access with that. And I carry those with me on the bike, of course. All right, we're gonna pass everybody here. I'm sure they don't like me passing them, but hey, they were going really slow. Yeah, we're playing dodgeball again today. Dodging all the people on the path. Hey, this is not as bad as Bussy Woods on a Sunday. Bussy Woods on a Sunday is terrible. The head nod. Gear number 7, pedal assist level 3. We're doing 19.5 miles an hour. Speed limit on this path is 15 miles an hour. So yeah, we're breaking that again. I don't think I've ever seen people with road bikes, good road bikes, do 15 miles an hour here. Most of them are doing about 20 or more. So I don't feel too bad. Take you through at least one time through before we sign off. You know, because my videos are so long, this is why the upload takes forever, the processing takes forever. On your left. Not that he heard that since he had earbuds on. He was watching the airplane. They fly airplanes around here, radio-controlled airplanes. He was not paying attention. Yeah, I have not seen any deer in a long time, but not at this time of the day. What time is it right now? 11:10 currently right now. They're all hiding. They're usually out early in the morning. Now, if you watch the path, you might wonder why I take wide turns or come in tight. Depends on which way I'm turning. And if there's no bikes behind me, no bikes in front of me, I don't worry too much about it. It's very windy right now. I mentioned before that in order to synchronize the audio, the editing program listens for me, and it also listens for me on the camera. Well, I will guarantee you it's not picking up anything about me on the camera because it's going to be nothing but wind noises. So let's hope it picks up correctly. I think once it synchronizes a certain amount of it, it kind of knows and it just continues to go. But there's of course different timing sequences between the camera and the digital audio recorder. So having the actual audio is actually better on both the camera and the digital audio recorder. And like I said, the GoPro is absolutely terrible when it comes to wind. If I didn't use the digital audio recorder part right now and I just used the camera's audio, you would hear nothing but booming sounds. You would not even hear me at all. Alright, we're going to slow down here. Alright, we've made it once through. Here's where we came in. Alright, I appreciate you guys following along again on this bike ride. Here's all the gravel, by the way. If you like the video, hit the like button. And if you'd like to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. That helps me out. I'll talk to you guys next time.